Hello YouTube. Just bear with me a sec. I haven't streamed Illuvium Zero before, and none of my setups are working. Hang on. Oh, there we go. There we go. You should be able to see that now. So tonight we're going to try and do something a little bit different. We're going to live stream Illuvium Zero, probably the least exciting, or not exciting, but the least action-packed part of Illuvium. I find it quite exciting because you're generating fuel, and fuel's worth money, and money's exciting. So that's pretty cool. I've got two plots that, well, firstly, I own way too much land. Way too much land. I think I'm sitting at 8 plots now. So I've got a bit of experience with getting them up and running. And 2 of my plots I have neglected for way too long. So I've got 2 tier 2 plots that I want to maximize. And I'm going to show you what I do when I'm getting them ready to maximize them. And lay everything out correctly to make everything as efficient as possible. So I'll show you some of my other plots first. So this is a T2. The first T2 I did, and this one worked out really well. This one's really well placed. So I'm waiting for the tier 9 or the level 9 nexus before I finish this plot off. But everything's laid out really efficiently here. So we've got a lot of 150% efficiency converters, and this one's humming along quite well. So, and there's very few gaps. The roads go pretty much everywhere, which is what you want to make things as quick as possible at generating fuel. I've got a tier 3. This is probably my first tier 3. Well, it is, and this one's up and running. So everything here is level 5 or 6 extractors. Level 6 extractors are your maxed out extractors. So they are starting to generate some serious resources, even after the fuel nerf. So yeah, this one. I think I've got a few more structures I can build. Yeah, I've still got another 40 odd structures I can build on this one. I just need to clear out all this vegetation before I finish this one off, and I've only got one free builder at the moment to do that. So we'll do that another night. But if you're gonna really knuckle down and sort out a plot, and we'll start with the Crimson Waste plot we were just looking at, you do want to prepare before you sit down and do it. You probably want to set aside at least an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that. So in preparation, what I'll usually do is I'll make sure all my science buildings, all my long-term build queues, and all my converters, that you want their build queues to be completely finished, empty, so that you can move the buildings. Because if they're in the middle of converting something or researching something, you can't move them. So best bet is to maybe in the morning clear all that out, get rid of all the vegetation. You can spend, come back every 10-15 minutes to make sure that's all done, and then you want to move all your buildings into the top corner, as far away from your main resources, so your Hyperion, your Krypton, and your Solon. So on this plot, they're all down here. So that's where you start the process of, juggling your buildings, because everything revolves around these extractors. So I'm going to try and place as many converters around these extractors as possible without interfering with each other. And those will be my most efficient converters. And then once that area is all laid out nicely, so it'll probably take up this area here. And once that's sort of done, then you can sort of start filling in spaces around the rest of the map. But you've got to start with the main fuel sources, because they're the most important. So first thing we do, I started getting the buildings out of the way, but I didn't quite get finished before the stream started. So first thing we do is get rid of all our paths. Should also mention, you don't want to start this process until probably Nexus level 7. You can start getting ready at Nexus level 6, but Nexus level 7, you get a lot more buildings to play with in your structure limit. So you should definitely start doing it between level 7 and level 8. If you haven't done it by the time you get to level 8, your map might start getting a little bit too clustered to rearrange things really well. It might be really tricky to do. So it's worth doing before you get to Nexus level 8. Okay, I think that's all the roads. So we're just going to finish clearing out this area. So until Nexus level 6, you should be focused on keeping your extractors as efficient as possible, just so you've got the resources to upgrade your all your buildings. And once you get to level 7, the extractors will naturally be maxed out just from placing power around your converters. So you don't need to worry about them so much once you start really making things efficient. But to begin with, focus on your extractors, and then once you hit Nexus level 7, you can focus more on your converters. So this isn't the best plot in the world because I've got 2 Hyperion extractors together. So it'd be better if they were slightly more spaced out. And they're quite close to my other Solon extractor here, so it's not the best layout. We might not be able to get as many really efficient converters as we would like, but we will do the best we can given the circumstances. So you want to make sure all your I usually build a few extra power stations. You can see them all stacked up all over the place in preparation to doing this. And you also want to move away all your converters, both fuel and normal resource converters, so they're out of the way, and you place those later. Okay. So that's pretty good. So the first thing I usually do, I'll just move these a little bit more, is I place as many converters as close to these main fuel sources as possible. So we're going to try and get 3 Solon converters. Did I make 3? Oh yeah, I got 3. There's another one there. Oh, that's a singularity scanner. So I'll move this out here so I can see it. There's another one there. Oh, well that's 2. I thought I had another one. It's not hiding behind there, is it? No. Okay, well 2's enough to get started. We also want the Hyperion extractors. So best bet is to put the efficiency tab on, so you can see the efficiency of all the buildings. Oh, hi Katniss, thanks for joining. So, usually, in order to fit as many as possible in, you're going to place them on the edges. And you want to think about things like roads. You want all your converters touching roads, all your extractors touching roads. So we'll start off with that one there. So that's at 100% efficiency already because it's close to get a bonus from one of these extractors. And we'll try and place another one down here. So because this one's closer, it's already at 138%. Okay. Now we might be able to move this one even closer. No, see it interferes with the other one. You can see the efficiency changing. So we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one there for now. We'll get another one. So we get another one in there. But then that might start interfering with the Solon converters I placed here on this one. Let's see if we can get another one down here. leave it there for now. Okay, so that's 3 for now. Then we can move this one. See, this is probably a false reading because I got too much power around here. So we'll move the power stations up here out of the way. Once you've got your converters placed, or you've worked out where you want your converters, it's much easier to sort of start placing everything else. But the most important part is getting your converters in the right spot. Okay, and then we'll move this one. Oh, hang on, move some more power. So you can see there's no good, there's really good. So if you get too close, they interfere with each other. So if I place this one here, I should still be able to put another one over here. Now I've just got to decide, do I want another Hyperion converter or do I want a Solon converter? I might put a Solon converter here because I've already got 2 Hyperion plots and 3 Hyperion converters. If I had a pre-built one, that would have been good, but I didn't. So we'll start. So this is why it's also handy to have your build queue empty. Converter. Yeah, so that's not interfering with anything either. Oh, wow, we can get that right down there. That's good. If we pop it there, we can put a power plant in between them. In actual fact, if we placed him here, we can probably get another one up here. I wonder how long that'll take to speed up. Oh, only 6. Yeah, that's fine. So it's actually really hard to get converters up to 150% if you don't have a extractor close by. It requires a lot of power. You've got to place like a lot of power stations around it. So if it's on the edges of the map, you might not even be able to get enough power stations next to it in order to get it to 150%. So it's really important to get as many as possible close to these extractors as you can. So let's build one more. So this one's being affected by these power stations now. Let's just cancel that. And again, move these out of the way. This is a bit of a juggling act if you've already sort of developed a lot of stuff on your land. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think we'll leave it there. Okay, so once you've done that, the next step is to sort of place roads so that you've got all of these, basically everything down here. All the, that's in the right spot, yeah. So next you want to place your roads, then you want to place your power. And once you've got this spot sort of how you want it, and you can make adjustments later, once you've got this area sort of how you want it, you can then move the power from here over to here, make all your buildings 150%. Then you'll have more room up here to start maximizing the rest of the plot. So let's have a look at paths. And you do want to think about things like how much space there is in between the paths. Can you fit buildings that are 2x2? Can you fit buildings that are 3x2? Can you fit buildings that are 3x3? If things don't quite fit properly, you're going to have wasted space in between roads and plots. So I'm thinking we've only got one line coming down here. So we'll start our road here. Go that way. See, this isn't ideal. Now we've got one space between this road. So that's dead. That's dead zone. So we can either move this guy there. So now we can fit a power station in there. And then go back to our road. That's linked up now. Or maybe we'll put it behind him, because that way there'll be more land touching the road later. We'll run it there for now. We can always modify that later. Where else shall we run the road? We can probably take that off there. So if I'm looking at this bit, there's a 4 square there. I can fit a power station there. Then there's a 4 square next to it, and then I've got singles next to it. So I either have to put 3x3 buildings or 2x3 buildings. It's very difficult to do. So this would be better if I could move this road over one more. But then I leave one space over here. So we'll see if we can rejiggle it. No, that doesn't work. It's not as important to have as much free space around the extractors, because they usually work at a higher efficiency, but you do need to get quite a bit of power around the converters. Yeah, and then this one's not in the right spot. Wonder if we can. Yeah, if we move him over. Oh, hang on. Okay. Yeah, we can move him there, because we moved this one back. So now we can fit a power station there. But we do need to get a road over to him. We'll just pop that there for now. We might have to change that later. We'll run a road up there. And then we'll run a road along there. And and there. Okay, we got enough to work with now. So now that you've done that, next part you've got to put your main power stations down so all these buildings are powered. So this area requires a lot of power. You can see this one's almost already at 150%. Wonder if we can move this guy over one more. It's not ideal. That's a better spot. Okay. Okay, so that's most of the power sorted. Alright, we need more power over here. Okay. So everything in this area is powered. So now it's just a case of making everything max efficiency. And you do that by moving these level 1 power stations over there as well. So we'll start at the bottom here. If you can, make sure everything's touching a road. That way you increase the time reduction. But it's not, to be honest, like the time reduction's not that important. Once you get to about 8%, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you can get 10, 11, 12%, that's really good. But once you max out all your buildings, everything's going to be on a 24-hour timer anyway. So you don't really need to spend a whole bunch of time making sure everything is touching a road. As long as it's less than everything that's on a 24-hour timer. If you have a 10% reduction on, it's only going to take 22 hours or less than 24 hours. So even if you're not checking in every day at the same time, you might be half an hour late or an hour late. Everything's reset by the time you get there the next day anyway. As long as you're not longer than 2 hours late checking in every day, you should still be able to. You should still be able to do your buildings at the same time every day, and that's sort of the goal, to get your buildings to a stage where you only need to check in once a day, maybe twice a day. See, it takes a lot of power stations. See, there's going to be a little bit of wasted space down here, which is a bit annoying. But remember, you can adjust things later. Oh, when you got builders free tools, you know you're going to need more power, so you may as well have your builders building power while you're while you're rearranging things. So I can probably fit a 3x3 in there, so I'll save that spot. Not the most exciting thing to do, but it's worth taking the time to do it before your plot gets too advanced. Okay, so I'm going to change this road and just move it over one. That way I can fit a power station on each side of it. So he's at 146 now. So I think just by making this guy 150, he's going to get to 150 as well. Oh, it's out of range. There we go. So there's some wasted space in there. So anywhere, once you've hit the 150, if you've got free space around the converter, save it for like a storage device or science station or something like that. So he's only at 128. See, that's not ideal. Because of the way this road goes. So usually the more fixed position buildings that are in a spot, the more difficult it is to get your roads in the right spot where they're not interfering with your buildings. Yeah, then we've got one spot there. I think we might adjust the path. It's better. Oh. Does that work better? So you just got to fiddle around with it for a while. Hopefully find something that works. So now that I got most of that out of the way, we can move this guy. There's a nice spot there. Because this is already at 150. They're all at 150. That'll get to 150 later. So buildings like this that you're not using every day, they're just, so your engineering workshop, your Nexus, and the quantum fabrication plant, you don't need to have them touching a road, because once they're built, they have no timer. So you may as well put them wherever they're most convenient. If you can get them touching a road, that's a bonus, but it's not necessary. We'll just move it out of the way for now. Okay. So we've got a bunch of space in here we can use. That's probably going to end up being storage or science buildings. Now you can start thinking about... So this is a regular resource building that needs power. You can put converters down now if you want to. Do I have a carbon converter? I don't think I do on this plot. I don't need one. So if I had a carbon converter, I'd place it down now, probably close to this sediment extractor. So we can keep moving power plants. Okay, let's adjust that road. Because of this funny squiggly road here, it'd be better if we had a building that was 3 long, or it's going to get messed up later. Oh, I think it'll be alright. We can place a road up this way later. Get a road that way, or we could move this down here. Yeah, that's better. So if I place power in this area, it's going to help this converter and this converter. Okay, so we've got everything out of the way over here. We can now start placing more converters that aren't necessarily linked to the extractors. Now this is important because on this plot I don't have any krypton extractors, so getting really efficient krypton converters is quite tricky. If you place them next to the edge of the map, you might not be able to get enough power next to them to make them 150% efficiency. So you need to place them a little bit inland so that you can oh, that's pretty perfect right there. So you can get as much power around them as possible. Yeah, that should work there. And another one. So you can place this one here. But I'm not going to be able to get power over here. It might be hard to make him 150% efficiency. That's probably the best spot. Because that way I can get power all the way around. So this guy's at 150. Doesn't need any more power stations next to him. We can move some of our storage out of this area and pop it down here. And same with storage. It doesn't necessarily have to be next to a road. I mean, if you can get a road next to it, great. But if you can't, it's not a big deal. Is there another spot in there? Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so I don't like this little bit here. So we've got a single path there. That's not great. Could. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Be able to get a road in there to connect whatever we put in the middle. That might be our best option. Hi CFGD. Yeah, the more power plants you have close by, the more efficient the building will be. So there's two important things to remember. You've got the power plant level, which gives you more power to power the building. Once the building's powered, it doesn't matter whether they're level 1 or level 10 power stations. They all add to the efficiency. They might change that in the future. It seems a little bit clunky to me. But at the moment, stacking as many power plants, just level 1 power plants, is the best way to make things as efficient as possible. Okay, where was I? So we're running out of extra power stations. We can build... What's the build time on a power station? I think it's like 2 minutes. Oh, 1 minute. So early on, especially when you first do this, if you are short on a particular extractor, you want to have at least one converter of that type at 150% efficiency as soon as possible. That way you're not losing resources every time you convert to that type of fuel. You see, this converter. This one I should be able to get to 150. I've got all this space up here to do it with, but it's going to take every little bit of space I've got. Yeah, you can't have enough power stations ready for this. You will run out. But once you got everything laid out, then you just spend the next couple of days filling it in with power stations. So this guy's at 150. Slip a path in here. Actually, move this over. We'll leave that there for now. Hi, Barn Bus. Welcome to the chat. My second screen is so small I can barely read the chat on it. So we'll pop one in there. Okay, so he's maxed out. I can put some storage around him out of the way. Oh, that's an annoying spot. Probably put a path. So that connects this building and anything else I make. Let's keep those builders going. There's another power station. Oh, that's a level 4. Okay. So now that we've done that, let's move this guy out of the way. Now I do find with your Nexus, I prefer to have it at the top of the map where you can't get another building hidden behind it, because it's pretty tricky to see behind it sometimes. If you put the wrong building behind it, you won't be able to see what's happening back there. Okay, so over here, let's have another look at this area. So I do have one condenser plant on this particular plot, and it's going to work a lot better if I keep it around one of these buildings. So I'm going to pop this one over here. Somewhere around here. To be honest, it doesn't really matter where you put your basic resource converters. Early game, it's useful to have them close to your hydrogen converter, having it close to your hydrogen extractor. But late game, when you've got that many power stations down, it pretty much doesn't matter where you put them; they'll be at max efficiency anyway. So wherever you end up with an uneven bit of ground or land where you need to put a 3x3, I'd save it for that. But we're gonna leave it as a placeholder around here somewhere for now. So I'll just pop it there, probably there for now. And we've got a silicon plant there. So again, it's the same deal with the silicon extractors. You can keep them close by. We'll stick it there for now. Okay, we can move some of these storage buildings in the middle here. Sometimes you just end up with roads that are in really awkward positions, and you just gotta do what you can to take advantage of it. So place a road, get a little bit extra of the path bonus. What path bonus are we on now? 7%. Okay, so that's pretty good. Move that over here. Yeah, so this section here is pretty much done. And down here, and down here. This section's already so efficient, I'm going to have heaps of space over here later on to do something else with. We might be able to put some science buildings or storage over there. Could actually... No, that doesn't quite fit. Don't want to waste that space. Okay, so we got a converter there. I reckon we put a krypton converter down this way. So even though I could move it further towards the edge of the plot, that would make it take up less space. I won't be able to get enough power around it to make it 150. So I move it in a little bit. That way I can make it 150 when I start moving power stations over here. See, it pays to have as many of your builders free when you're doing this, because you'll always run short of power. How long till my other builder's ready? 22 minutes. Okay. So, I mean, we built that while we're waiting. Is it profitable to catch a tier 1 stage 1 holo? I mean, it's not. It's more profitable than catching a normal tier 1. They don't seem to be worth a great deal of money. I mean, if you catch them, I tend to catch, if I'm in a stage 1 run, Barnabas, and I've got free energy, I'm always going to catch any tier 1, stage 1 holo. And then, you know, in the future, when these all go into, you know, these are all tier 1 or well, first generation alluvials we're catching, and one day they won't be available anymore. And if this game is big one day, those stage ones, even tier 1 hollows, they might be worth something in the future. They're not worth very much now. I think they're worth less than $1 now. So, yeah. But I mean, it costs what, 30 cents to do a stage 1 run, and you can catch tier 1 hollows there. So it does seem it's profitable. You're not going to make a lot of money doing it, but it is profitable. We may as well put a road up there. Okay. Okay. So with that one there, we can put another converter around here, and that one will be easy to get to 150. So yeah, that's a good spot right there. So it's not interfering with this one. It's not interfering with this one. Don't think it's interfering with that. No, it's not. Let's move this out of the way. It's a game of shuffle. A really good tip, if you're at the stage where you are using your singularity scanners or your research labs to research alluvials, singularity scanners can't be around anything or they lose efficiency. You can usually fit 1, maybe 2 on a map, but if you go to scan for biodata, you see this is a level 2 scanner, costs $9.99, and each level it goes up, it costs more, and that's quite a lot of fuel. So my tip is have 1 scanner. You can have up to 3 scanners, right? And you're only going to use 1 at a time, but when you want to use them, you move them to the efficient spot. So if you want to scan if you're scanning for tier 5 alluvials, you use the tier 5 scanner. But if you're looking for a tier 3 alluvial, you don't want to use a tier 5 scanner because it's going to cost you twice as much fuel. So have a couple of scanners at the right level for the alluvial you're searching for. Doesn't mean use them all the time, but the one that you're using, you move to the efficient spot, do your scanning, and then the next day, say you want to try something for a different level, you use that particular scanner. So you rotate your scanners. That way it doesn't matter if your scanners aren't at 100% efficiency. You can have multiple scanners. You just use the one to scan for the thing that you're after. And the same goes for research stations. For example, we'll go to another plot here. I'll show you my main plot before we go back. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Hang on. Plots. This one. So, for example, down here I've got a level 1 scanner and a level 2 scanner. I haven't made any level 3s yet. But if I go to research biodata, this is a tier 2 alluvial. If I'm going to research him, I'm not going to use a tier 3 scanner because it costs more. You use your tier 2 scanner or research station to scan the tier 2 or to research the tier 2 alluvial. You do not want to pay tier 2 costs to research a tier 1 alluvial. So you use the right level scanner on the right level alluvial, and you'll save a ton of fuel that way. That's a pro tip, that one. I've never heard anyone else mention that. And the same goes for the scanners. So should I level this one up? Oh, I don't have a builder. Yeah, let's clear the... Alright, back to our main plot that we're working on. If you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. Happy to do my best to answer them. More power. Can't have too much power. So you got a bit of dead space back there, which is annoying. Not sure we'll be able to get him to 150. He'll be pretty close. And the higher the efficiency you get, you can increases the passive generation, not just the conversion generation. So it is worth getting them as high as possible. There is an argument to be said, maybe in a small patch, having 4 or 5 converters at like 50% efficiency. So you just run them in a clump and just use them for passive generation. I haven't done that yet. That might be something I look at later on. On the stage 1 land, I think it's more profitable to shot 6 rock and buy 10 cent per hollow. Oh, you mean in the overworld, yeah. Yeah, in the beta, Barnabas, the trees used to reduce the efficiency, but they don't do that anymore. They're just there so you can gather some extra resources at this stage. And to get in your way. But once you get rid of the the trees don't affect the efficiency, not anymore anyway. More power. Oh, my other builder's not ready. I've only got 2 builders on this plot. This is almost finished, so I will speed it up. I'm tired of waiting. I don't plan on purchasing any more builders, so I don't mind using the occasional speed up. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, so he's not quite going to get to 150, I think. Although I can get some more in there. We might get close. I don't believe the trees help the scanner. Not at the moment. There is another building. What's it called? It's no point building it at the moment. The Pedarium. That makes plants spawn faster, but I don't know why you'd want that at this stage. Apparently it's going to have something to do with skin color and inks and dyes and stuff at some stage in the future, but it doesn't look like they've turned that function on yet. Claim. Yeah, see, that one's not affecting this one. Might get affected if I put one there. It's very close to 150. So it's looking better already. Yeah, it's basically, you just got to rejiggle everything over and over again until you get it all to fit. So, I mean, we can probably leave our scanner up here somewhere once we move all this crap out of the way. We might fit another extractor here and still get our scanner up here. Okay, that's good. $148. So close. Oh well, that's good enough, considering I don't have an extractor next to it. So this space needs to be filled in. We need some roads. We'll go with that for now. Probably build some more power. So we've got another 40 buildings we can build before we run out. The important part is to get all your extractors where you want them. I think we can fit at least 2 more extractors on this plot. Maybe one up here and another one here. And then we can have a scanner here, which is already there. So I might just rush build a couple more extractors. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Solon extractors, 1, 2, 3 Hyperion extractors. We've got 4 Krypton extractors. We might put another 2 Krypton extractors down. I mean, Krypton does seem to be the most important fuel at the moment if you're doing overworld runs. You can always change it later if we need to. Claim. So let's build Krypton extractor. Right there. Okay. Have another one right there. So if we're going to do that, we want to adjust that path. So that's probably all the extractors I'll put on this map. Unless later I decide unless later I decide I want to fill this area up here with extractors, I could just put probably 6 or 7 extractors there, run them at 50% efficiency, and just use passive generation. Which I don't think is going to work that well, but it might be worth testing out on one plot. So let's rush build these so I don't have to wait. And you guys don't have to sit there watching me build nothing. And we'll get some more power up and running. I need to get this extractor up to 150. Gotta have your extractors at 150. So I'll just put a power station there for now. Is that powered? That's not powered, so these guys aren't powered. Ten converters. What level plot do you have, Barnabas? I'll probably put some storage over here. So what are we running? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 converters. Just level 1? Oh, well, you just have to take your time and get it up and running as efficiently as you can. Yeah, I've got a level 1 plot that I've sort of neglected. They just take so long to get up and running. I probably need to put some more time into it, but it's not a priority at the moment. Okay, claim. So, I mean, that's the gist of it. That's pretty much all you have to do once you hit level 7 Nexus. So now the converters are all laid out where I want them. Now over the next couple of days, it's just a matter of coming in here and filling out power stations. That might take... I mean, it's only a minute to build a power station. You probably want to sit here and just max out your power stations. I'll probably find, like, this area will be finished. Like, all this is already done, but I need to get that one to 150, or as close to as possible. Get these up and running, but they're not going to be maxed out on efficiency. I'm going to need to wait till Nexus level 9 for that. How many more buildings? Yeah, about 30 more buildings. So move this one over here. think we can put a storage there. Be nice to get him to 150. You can always rejiggle things later if it doesn't work out perfectly. A few of my plots have 3 builders on them, and that really helps when you're at this stage. You're not spending so much time waiting around. But on a tier 2, it is nice having 3 builders, but it's definitely not necessary. Probably not worth the money if you're going to pay for it, but if you can get it just from farming, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, you should be able to get more than 10 converters on there, Barnabas. I mean, I've already got 13 on this one, and there's more space here. I could put another one up there, but I think I'll save that space for my scanner. And whenever you've got a little awkward spot, always think about your 3x2 buildings. If you can slot it in there like that, that's good, because then I've got a 2x2 for power there, or storage, and we're back. Everything's in line. Yeah, this should easily get to 150. So because this is a level 4 and this is only a level 2, I might actually swap them around. In fact, let's do that now. There we go. That way my my higher level converter is at a higher efficiency. Okay, so that's at 150. Beautiful. Start converting. He will never be moved again. Most likely. So that's why you want to have your converters not active when you do this process, because otherwise you can't move them. Let's keep building. So we're just about done with this plot for tonight. It's another one I can do if anyone's interested in watching. I mean, I've got to do it anyway. We could place this somewhere. Or maybe this guy could go up here somewhere. Yeah, that's not bad. I often click the path button just so I can see the hexes. So yeah, I've got 2 free spots there. And we have a evil 3x3 spot there. So that can be used for storage. And then we're going to have a funny bit on the corner here. Not the perfect layout in this spot. I don't like it. But I think it's probably my best option just to put another 3x3 there. And then I've got 3 wasted squares in the middle there. Which isn't ideal. But not the end of the world. I mean, you could spend hours rearranging every little bit. Like I could rearrange all of that just to save those 3 squares, but you might find you've got 3 squares somewhere else that's missing. So, I mean, I like to do it as efficiently as possible, but I'm not going to spend days rearranging every little thing. So, it won't be 100% perfect, but it'll be close. So we may as well put... No, we won't. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for this plot. And the scanner's at 100%. In actual fact, it's really out on its own out there. I could move it up here. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, so it's 100% right there. But we'll keep it as far away as possible. I do like to get a road over to my scanners, because it does reduce the scanning time. We'll just pop that there for now. This guy needs a road. Bang, so that's it. That's how you do it. So now this one, basically it's just a case of as I level up and as I build power plants, making everything else as efficient as possible and filling in all the extra space. So that's pretty much done. How many more buildings we got? We got another 25 buildings to play with. I'll just start 2 building now, and we'll jump over to the next plot, which I haven't even started moving buildings around on. So what did that take? That took about an hour and 20 minutes, and I wasn't super prepared for it, so it's not too bad. Okay, so the next plot we're going to look at Brightland Steeps. This one here. So I've prepared this one for the process. Just about got all the plants off the plot. So we will start by removing all the roads. And I think we'll pile everything up in this corner, out of the way. Wish there was a builder mode. Like you just click one button, go into builder mode, and then, you know, you don't have to click move every time. It's just everything you touch automatically gets dragged or something like that until you cancel builder mode. It'd just save a lot of clicking. So again, this plot, until now, I've just been working on keeping the extractors as efficient as I can, and the converters don't really get a lot of attention unless I'm short of a resource. So on this particular plot, I'm short on Solon. So I had 2 Solon converters that were operating around 120%, which isn't the best, but I was a bit lazy with this plot. So it's time to fix all those mistakes. And it pays to get everything when you're moving it into the corner as tight as possible, because you always end up with stuff in the way, especially if you've left the maximizing step a little late. I should have done this with this plot probably 60 levels ago. So for this plot, probably the most important area is this zone here where the 2 Krypton extractors are. And then the next most important is this area with the Hyperion extractor. So we want to focus on those areas first. Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? What level Nexus is? Oh, it's a level 8. Okay. Yeah, that's heaps. Yeah, like I said, usually Nexus level 7's when you should start this process. If you've left it till level 8, you've probably left it a little bit late. Oh man, so much power. I've had quite a bit of time to develop this. I haven't put a lot of attention into developing this plot, but I have, you know, every time I log in, I'll set the build queues, so it's just naturally built up over time. Even though I haven't really put enough time into making sure everything's in the right spot. Yeah, I probably need this space here too. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Smooth this. Okay, so first step, converters. We've got our extractors. I can't move them, so firstly, it's not behaving itself. Going to be quite tricky to place these, so let's put our efficiency on. Let's try that. I mean, with this plot, I could even try moving one like right in between. You see its percentage. And then if other converters are close by, it might not even matter. Like the percentage boost of having two of these so close might actually mean I can have an extra converter here without it being a huge issue. Let's just have a play around here. Not the best. Although 88%, I might still be able to get that to 150. Yeah, I think I should still be able to get these two to 150%. Might be able to move that over. Yeah, that'll be very easy to do. See, that's the issue with having two extractors so close together. To get the bonus, these converters have to be really close together. If I had known that when I bought this land, I probably would have looked for something else. But But at least the other extractor's all the way over here. So, with this plot of land, it's got a lot of dead space in the middle. I think we're going to put our scanner up here, if we have a scanner on this plot. I haven't decided yet. Have I built one? I don't think I have. I can never remember. I've done this to too many plots. So we might start putting our Solon extractors down here. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah, sort of your natural instinct is to put your converters as close to the border as possible so you can stack as many as you can in. But if you do that and they don't have a extractor next to them, you're going to find it difficult to get them to max efficiency. So I always leave a little bit of space between the border. Okay. Now we want to take advantage of this extractor with our Hyperion. And we've got too much crap in the way at the moment, so let's move it. I suppose we can move some power over here. Oh, we want to do our roads first. So we've got two Solon converters there. We can probably put another one up here somewhere. Or maybe not, because we want a Hyperion extractor or converter over here. So let's test this out. Just try that. Then we can get another one. Over there. Just trying to think about where the roads are going to go. I don't mind that. Move this one. Should be able to get him up here. I might be able to get another one in over here somewhere. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's just a big game of juggle. Big juggling game. Let's just move this down here for now. So even though I place my converters quite early at level 1, I don't upgrade them for a long time. Like, your converters can sit at level 1 for a long time. All your extractors should be level 6 before you put much attention on your converters. Why side-by-side converters? The only reason I do that is if it's a very high efficiency area. So I assume, sorry, I missed the chat earlier. I assume you're talking about this area here. I'm just trying to squeeze as much in as possible because there's 2 extractors here of the same kind. They give me that much of a bonus that I can get them a little bit closer than normal. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, let's do some paths. Try that. Try that. Move this out of the way. So there's going to be power right there. Let's move one of our bigger power stations there. Seven, beautiful. So I can either bring the path around here and go this way. I don't think I want to go that way. Yeah, sorry, I was so engrossed in moving these things around, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. No worries. I'll try and keep a closer eye on it. See, land game can be exciting. Let's move this back up here out of the way. I mean, these aren't permanent. I can rejuggle them later if I need to. I don't like that. That's going to annoy me that area. We'll play around with it later, but you've got 3 there and then 1 there. Tricky spot. Can we move this? We'll look at that later. Alright, so we're going to need some power. Place that there for now. Oh, we'll place it there. Need to get a path up here. Shall we place? So I don't have hydrogen on this map either. So I've got these 3 hydrogen converters. It's quite annoying. There's a carbon extracted there. We might move this guy down there. I don't normally do more than one of these in a day. Usually after one, I'm like, yeah, I'll do the next one tomorrow. But I need to get my act together and get these finished. So I think we're fully powered. Should start filling this spot here in. Then we'll have more space to play with. So he's at 147, looking good. It's amazing how fast you go through these power stations when doing this. I suppose we should be building more, shouldn't we? getting to that stage. Oh, speed that one up. Might have to move some of these out of the way to get this to 150. Which is going to leave a funny spot in the middle here. Unless... let's just move them here. No, it doesn't quite work. We can live with a little bit of dead space, but not a huge amount. Okay, that's looking better. So I guess it's unlikely that we'll be doing another live stream of Illuvium Zero unless the game drastically changes. Because once you do the main setup, there's really not much to it other than collecting your resources every day. So once we've finished juggling all these plots, there's probably not much point in doing another live stream on Zero. Maybe that'll change in the future, but for now, this will probably be our only Illuvium Zero live stream. Okay, so here's 150. Wonder if we can put that back in there. and still keep him at 150. I think we can. Maybe not. Oh, 149. I think we can get another one. Should be able to get it. There we go. 150. So that bit there is all pretty good, and we got a bunch of annoying buildings out of the way without losing any space. So that's pretty damn good. Can't fit anything there. By the time we make this guy efficient, should also make that one more efficient. This one we need to work on. Should focus on this one because I don't have a Solon extractor here. So if we can get one of those up to 150, that'd be really good. Way easier doing this on a computer if you've got access to one than on your phone. I play both on Android and on my computer. It's definitely easy to lay things out on the computer as well. I think we're out of power stations. Could steal that one. I'm coming back there anyway. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to make this guy 150. So now you can see how this one's at 150 already. In fact, it's probably over 150 because I'm trying to make this one 150. And by filling this area in with the power plants, I'm actually supplying this one with too much power. So I'll be able to take some of these power stations out over here and change them to storage, and then maybe move them over here. Because once I put power here, this is probably going to go back to 150 or close to. And then we can use that space more efficiently. So if you can, you want to increase both buildings with one power station and leave the edges for storage. That's the theory anyway. Yeah, so not the most exciting stream, but worth jumping in and doing this to your own land. Takes a bit of time, but it's well worthwhile. Oh, this happens sometimes. It's like when you click the ready button, but it's not actually ready yet. Game has a kind of freaks out a little bit and forces you to reload. There you go. So that one got him up to 150. So now we can place some storage down here, which we couldn't fit earlier. And once you got a little section pretty much set in stone, you know you're not gonna move anything. Just makes rearranging the rest of the buildings much easier. Need to work on this area here. I don't want to log out and set my building queues up again while my extractors are under 150%. We want to get them up to 150 as soon as possible. Maximize our fuel. We might try and get this guy to 150 and then we'll work on this area. Should have lots of space left then. Got another 50 buildings to go. Oops. Still need to get a path up to him. What's our path bonus? We're up to 6%. Yeah, as I said earlier, I like to get all my paths minimum up to 8%. That way, if you've got a 24-hour build queue and you're a little late logging in, you can log in at the same time every day. And it should be ready to go. So now I've got 3 squares here. That's not ideal. I wonder if we can move this guy a little bit. We can. Doesn't interfere with anything. So we move him there. Yeah, that's much better. It's going to be a big chunk here. It's hard to get a path in. I can either go from here, or I can run along here. Let's set our builders up. Put that there. We can always move him if he's in the way later. Oh, that's not powered. We need more power over here. Not sure I like that bit. No, it'll be alright. Alright, we should start thinking about these other 2 Solon converters. Let's move these out of the way. So there is okay. Probably won't be able to get him to 150% efficiency. We could put him around here somewhere. So one there. Could probably put the other one around here. Let's just pop him there for now. I can move that one later if need be. Wouldn't mind putting this over here somewhere. And then we can put our sciencey buildings over here. Our scanner or podarium. In fact, you might even be able to put another converter here and then have your science building up here. That should just fit. Got to make sure we get him to 150 before we set this guy up too permanently. If I put a bunch of power here and that goes to 150, I can put some storage behind there. So again, in this spot, if I'm trying to make this guy 150, I might over level this one, and then I can start moving power stations over here, further this way, and put more storage in over here. Because it's looking like that's what we're going to be able to do. This one. probably works. No, I think that's fine as it is. There's so much power here. When I make these guys more efficient, it's going to over efficientize this one. So probably steal some of the power here. Move it to the other side. Oh no, that was using that one. What about this one? No, we're locked in there. Alright, I'm going to temporarily get these extractors up to 150. We'll work on these converters later. And then we want to get this area up to 150 as well. So we're just about at the end of the stream for tonight, I think. I will finish off this little bit before we go. But maybe rather than streaming every little bit that I do, I'll do a quick update after I finish it off at a later date, because we're going to need a higher building capacity soon. Let's see, claim. Okay, so we got the two extractors up to 150. That's important. These two converters should be easy to get to 150, and then we'll even have probably a ton of storage space down here that we can fill in later. So before we finish up, we're going to do this area here. Get that laid out nicely. Need more power. Always need more power. Oh geez, this has been a 2-hour 20 stream already. Okay. Okay, that doesn't have power. Everything else is good for now. Some exciting news if you didn't catch one of my last streams. I've been talking to the Illuvium art director, and he's pretty confident that they can get a model of a alluvial sent out to me, and I'm gonna paint it for them. So he saw some work I did for a friend many years ago, and Fight for ETH put us in contact, and yeah, it sounds like they're going to send a model out if they can find the 3D file and print one out. So that's pretty interesting. And I might even live stream the painting process. So if you're interested in that, hit the like and subscribe button, and when it's all set up, I'll do a stream on that and I'll let you know. Oh, there's more power there. Thought I built more. Yeah, not sure when it's going to happen, but yeah, we've spoken several times now, and he did seem pretty pretty keen on getting it to happen. So that'd be very cool. Might have to adjust this a little bit. Yeah, thanks, Katniss. It is very cool news. Hey, and even if you're not interested in the painting, give us a like and subscribe. Maybe one day I can join the Illuvium Creator Program. You need 500 followers before, or 500 subscribers before you can join. So that'd be very cool too. Appreciate anyone who subscribes, either on YouTube or on Twitter. The link's in the description. Yeah, I think I might have to move this over just a touch. Right there. Okay, perfect. So that's 150. We'll chuck a storage device back there. Now we've still got all this area we can play with. And we just got to work on this area here. See if we can move some of this crap out of the way now. So I mean, this area here can all be storage, because that's 150, that's 150, all that's 150. We'll need some space around here to get that up to 150. This can all be storage. Wonder if we can get one of these in there. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's claim. Keep building power. We're almost out of building capacity. We've got about 20 spots left. Or less than 20. So we might as well fill this up with storage here. Oh, yep, that's good. There's so much power in this area. When I move this converter over here, these don't even change. Probably not the best spot for it though. We'll find another spot for that one. Probably put power in here to get this guy up. That's what we'll do. Alright, we're just about done for tonight. Maybe before we check off, we'll do our daily farming of all our plots, just to see what needs building. Right, well we're pretty much done with this plot. Just extend our path up this way. We're going to need to put another converter in at least over here, and maybe another one over here, unless we put like I was saying earlier, a passive farm in over here. Just a bunch of converters all stacked up really close. Low efficiency, but just passive income. That might work. Alright, I think we're done on this plot for tonight. There you go. Probably should have taken a screenshot of the before. I suppose you can go back on stream and look where it was before I started. But that's come along quite nicely. We've got a ton of free space here too. Lots we can do with that. So let's just turn that off. What do we want to do for the day? We need some Solon. This plot doesn't have a lot of Solon. So let's collect that. We'll convert some Krypton. Oh, hang on. That one's a level 3. That one's a level 3. That's a level 2. I should have swapped them around. Too late. What's that? That's a level 1. It's a level 3. We'll swap these. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thanks, Katniss. It's worth getting it done. Hopefully you only have to do it once. Let's just make sure everything has power. Okay, so we're going to work on power here and power there. So we'll level this one up, and we'll start leveling this one up. Just make sure our extractors are all running. They are. So once you get your converters up to 150% efficiency, their passive generation also goes up, which is really important. Which is why you should try and do this sooner rather than later. Okay, that's looking pretty good for now. So let's just do a quick run through of all the plots, make sure everything's ready to go. So this is the first one I did. This one turned out really well. Once I finish Nexus 9, I'll be able to fill in most of this space. Maybe put another converter up here. So these extractors aren't quite ready. Not much to do on this one. 1, 2, 3 builders all going. This is my T1. It's a long way behind. But I'm really not in a rush with this one. I'll probably sell it as soon as we get some, or if we ever get some upward price movement on land. I got this one at auction when they first released land, so I've been holding it long enough to not sell now. Okay. So this one's ready for me to fill in the rest. It's only laziness that has stopped me doing it, but I've got to get rid of all this vegetation first. So that might be a job for tomorrow. I've got some level 6 extractors being built at the moment. So this one's really advanced. Even some of the converters are quite high level. There's a level 6 converter. So yeah, getting quite a bit of extra fuel on this land. I mean, ever since the fuel nerf, you know, I'm still not selling fuel every day. It's like every second day I sell fuel on this plot. None of the extractors are ready, as far as I can see. We'll keep clearing the plants. So if you missed the start of the stream, this is the plot we started with. So that, oh no, this is the second one we did, isn't it? So yeah, we'll come back. Level that up again. See, I'm going delirious. This one needs some work too, but I'm not doing it tonight. I started this one at Nexus level 7, but I haven't gotten around to finishing it. Need to get rid of all these plants. Oh, there we go. Got some biodata. An apon. Extractor. So this one's going to Nexus level 9 too. But I think I've still got quite a bit of building space left on this one. Yeah, so I could build another 50 buildings on this one. I need to stop being so lazy. So I started this area here. But I really need to finish it off. But we'll do that another night. We can collect that. And that. And this is my favourite plot. I only picked this one up recently, so it's a little bit behind. But it's very quickly catching up. And once this Nexus 9 should be ready tomorrow morning for me, I can finish this plot off. And then it's just a matter of leveling everything up. 8 hours, that's perfect before we go to bed. That's looking pretty good. Such a busy plot. I really need to get rid of all these shrubs. How many builders have we got going? 1, 2. Yeah, we'll just... I don't know, we got 3 going. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Not really much to do here. A lot of my plots have gotten to the stage where you're only really worried about the fuel resource. Everything up here is maxed out all the time, so don't really need to do a lot. Alright, this is the plot we started with. So we'll just make sure all our build queues are set for this one. Check our power. A few things need powering. Oh, down here too. So, I mean, it's not critical. Is that powered? No. play around with these later. Our extractor's all going. Yes, yes, I'll have to check this one before I go to bed. And where's the other one there? Okay, well, that's it for tonight. Hope you learnt something. If not, well, thanks for hanging out anyway. And like I said, appreciate a like or subscribe either on YouTube or Twitter. I'm trying to get my numbers up so I can join the Illuvium Alliance program. And yeah, if I can get a little bit of funds through that, I can do even more streams and make more content and hopefully help the community out somehow. So yeah, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you next time. Probably won't do a Tuesday stream this week. It might be a Wednesday night stream. So yeah, log in and I'll see you there.